Dad's 65th birthday looked like a picture from a magazine. Balloons tied to chairs, Mom's favorite china laid out. Everyone smiling like nothing could go wrong. But with my brother Evan around, peace never lasted long. He stood up with a glass raised and said, "Perfect night to share some exciting news." At 35, he was the pride of the family. Successful developer, married to Lena, 2 children, perfectly polished life. I was 32, freshly divorced, living back home since Dad's heart attack 6 months earlier to help around the house. "We're planning to move to the suburbs," Evan announced. "Bigger place, better schools. And we want you and Dad to come live with us. We'll get a house with an in-law suite, maybe even a pool." Mom's face lit up. Dad looked uncertain. "And what about this place?" "We've lived here for 30 years, he asked. "That's the beauty of it," Evan said. "We sell this house, 1247 Willow Street. Use the money to buy the new one. The market's hot. Should get at least $800,000. My realtor's ready. We can list it in a week." Applause filled the room. Lena smiled politely in my direction. Mom added, "Nadia will be fine. It's time she stood on her own." The words hit harder than expected. This house held my whole life. Dad teaching me to ride a bike in the yard, mending the roof with him, making his tea and medicine daily after his surgery. And more than that, it was my current home. "A week?" I asked quietly. "If you don't overthink it, that's more than enough," Evan said. My chest tightened. I walked outside the porch and dialed a number I hadn't called in months. Colin Mercer. Came the answer. Senior partner at Mercer and Hale Real Estate Law. "I need a check on the ownership history of 1247 Willow Street," I said. "Anything recorded recently?" Keys clicked in the background. "The property is owned by Heartbreak Holdings, LLC, he said. "It was foreclosed 18 months ago, auctioned 14 months back." My shoulders relaxed. Heartbreak Holdings is mine. There was a pause and a simple, "I understand." I went back inside. They were excitedly discussing where to put the wine cellar in the new house. Evan smirked. "Done sulking?" I sat down. "Actually, I just got off the phone with my attorney." Mom sighed. "Nadia, don't start." "Colin Mercer." I said evenly, "Mercer and Hale." I asked what happens when someone tries to sell a house they don't legally own. Evan laughed. "Mom and Dad own this house." "No," I said. "They lived here, but they haven't owned it for over a year." The room went still. After Dad's heart attack, the bank foreclosed. It went to auction 14 months ago. Heartbreak Holdings bought it. "And who is that?" Lena asked, frowning. "Me." The words fell like shattered glass. Evan's smirk vanished. "With what money?" "My divorce settlement," I answered. I paid off the debt to keep Mom and Dad from losing their home. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to take away Dad's belief that he kept his family safe. Mom's hand shook slightly. "Why didn't you tell us?" "Because Dad takes pride in being a provider. I didn't want to break that." I held up my phone. "Colin's already preparing letters. Any realtor who tries to list this property without my consent will be stopped." Voices exploded around the table. Relatives whispering, some calling me reckless, others calling it loyalty. Evan glared. "So we're all just expected to live by your secrets?" "We're expected to respect the law," I replied, "and basic human kindness. You don't evict your parents on their birthday." Dad cleared his throat. "Nadia, you did all this?" "Yes." He pressed a hand to his chest like holding time still. "Then, tonight we do nothing. No listing. No decisions until we think." The room was silent until Evan broke it. "You have to choose, move with me, or let her control everything." Dad stood up, slower than before his surgery, but firm. He reached for my hand. "We choose the daughter who made sure this house was still ours to stand in." Mom's eyes filled with tears. "We didn't see it. We're sorry." Evan's jaw tightened. "Then we're done." He pulled Lena up and walked out, chair scraping. The rest of the night faded quietly. I forwarded the property records and legal notices to the family group chat. The cake stayed untouched. But the house, for the first time, felt truly safe. Days went by. Dad sat on the porch each morning, watching sparrows, breathing easier. He fixed small things around the house, hinges, drawers, like stitching time back together. Mom sorted mail and whispered, "No more secrets." I drafted a tenancy agreement for my parents. Lifetime stay. $1 a year rent. We all signed it. 3 weeks later, Evan called. His voice didn't carry its usual confidence. "I was harsh," he said. "We found another place. No pool yet. Can we start over?" "We can," I said, "but under conditions. You apologize. You stop comparing me to your expectations. And you never gamble with what isn't yours." He breathed out. "Deal." That evening, Dad patted the porch railing and murmured, "Real success is keeping the people you love with a roof over their heads." I looked at the home I fought to protect and thought, yes, that's exactly what it is.